Hi everyone, I am in the Educational Technology class at Kansas State, and I'm going to be talking about my experience with the class this semester. So something that surprised me about this class and that I learned very quickly this semester is that you can incorporate technology in many ways into the classroom and in whatever classroom and subject area you need it for. I feel like we all became pretty aware of that with this time that we were in with the virus and everything. I learned that in any of my classes we were able to incorporate the technology and that it was a necessity for our classroom, especially to finish out the semester. Taking this class, I discovered so many new resources that I can use as a future teacher, as a student now, or in my everyday life, and I'm going to go over those with you guys right now. So the first one was probably my favorite. It was Canva. I loved using Canva. Every time we had to use it to make a poster or a cover page or anything, I probably spent a couple hours on it, more than I probably should have for the assignment. I really enjoyed it. I liked how you had all the templates and just it was really easy to make something. When I first heard that we had to make a cover board, I was very nervous and I was like, I don't know how to do this, but Canva is really easy to use and it has everything you need. And so if you're a beginner like I was, it's something great that you can use, and I think you'll learn to love it, and I learned to love it, and I will definitely use it in my future classroom, and I use it probably every day for other things. I also really enjoyed using Wakelet. I'm definitely a Pinterest person. I love Pinterest, so I feel like Wakelet was kind of like Pinterest for me, but more like a teacher thing. And I know that it'll be definitely a teacher resource that I use for all my collections, my classes, just to keep organized when I am teaching, and even during my student teaching, I feel like it could be really helpful. So for one of our assignments, we had to read some teacher blogs and stuff like that, and I came across this one teacher blog, and it's called Polka Dots Please, and the teacher Emily put on there just so many great ideas that she incorporates it into her classroom. And I was able to read the one where she kind of talked about her classroom setup and just the environment of her classroom and her decorating, organizing it, and I really enjoyed it. I feel like on my Pinterest right now, there's a pin, like a board that is my future classroom, and it has so many ideas of how I want my classroom to be, how I want it to look, because I feel that that's so important, just the environment that you have for your students. And so her blog really was just something that I saved definitely and that I'm going to be using in the future, and that was something that I really liked and really enjoyed coming across. Okay, now I'm going to talk about my experience with Adobe Spark and Edpuzzle. These were two resources that I really liked using, and I feel like will be really great and easy to incorporate in your future classroom. Adobe Spark, I feel like would be great to present your lesson, or even for a sub to use when they are there. You can put all your information on it about the lesson, and your sub can just go through it. The same as Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is really great, I feel like, for a sub when a sub was there, or if a student is sick and misses school. It's something that is a great place for students to go to make up assignments or make up days of classes that they miss, and I feel like it'll be a great resource to use in my future classroom. This semester I also did something that I never thought I would do in this class. I made my first ever podcast. I only made one episode. I definitely didn't continue doing it. It made me really nervous to make it and do it, but it was really cool to see how easy it was to make the podcast, and I really enjoyed making the cover art for the podcast as well on Canva. But yeah, it was really surprising me how easy it was to make the podcast, and that the resource we used to make it was like free and that anybody can do it, and it gave you all the equipment that you needed, right? Like on your iPad, on the app, it gave all the equipment that it needed for you to make the podcast, and it actually sounds pretty good when you made it. So it was really cool that that is just right there as a resource to use in your classroom and for whatever you need it for. One app that I've used a lot in the past, especially during high school, was iMovie. I made a lot of movies and videos. I was in a video production class, so we used it a lot. But I never really explored it further than what I needed to for my assignments, and going through and doing the iMovie badge stuff on the Apple Teacher website, and just creating the little video that we did for it was actually really fun to me. I've always liked using iMovie, so it was really fun, but it was really cool to get to explore it more and learn what all I can actually do with the app. When we did the assignment, I was like, yeah, I know everything there is about it, but I actually learned a lot more than I thought I did, or I thought I knew, and that was just surprising to me because I didn't know that you could do so much on that iMovie app, and I really enjoyed using it for the assignment. Overall, throughout this semester, I feel like I learned quite a bit in this class and so many things that I will use in my future classroom: Adobe Spark, Edpuzzle, Canva, Wakelet, and maybe even the podcast app. We'll see. Definitely the iMovie app. Just so many more things. The Polkadot Please blog. I just feel like I learned a lot more than I thought I was going to in this class. I feel like if you go through this class, definitely go in with an open mind and really explore every app that's given you, every resource that is given you, because that's something I really enjoyed, and I found that I learned so much when I did that, and I'm so excited that I took this class and that I'm going to be able to use all the resources it gave me in my future classroom.